Okay, I got you. Anyway, moving on to the armies. For the vampires of Revanchismo, we have Manny up in the air with 2 Fellbats. Manny is on a Hellsteed, which is the evil Pegasus equivalent. He's bringing Curse of the Undeath, Life Leeching, the Hunger, Sword of Unholy Power, Spirit Leech, Fate of Yuna, Invocation of Nehek, Gaze of Nagash, Raise Dead, Wind of Death, Master of the Black Arts, and Undead Resurgence. So super expensive Manfred, with a lot of spells. They won't be able to cast them all, but it should be interesting. We have 3 units of Karen Wraiths for that terror and ethereal anti-armor goodness. We have on each flank for his front line we have 4 units of skeleton spears and 1 grave guard with great weapons. You don't see that very often. As well as 2 blood knights, 1 on each flank.
A very interesting vampire count army. Let's see if it does well against the very magic heavy Wood Elf army. For the Wood Elves we have Dirthu with Flock of Doom and all his abilities and legendary item. We have a Branch Wraith with Earth, Blood and all his abilities. We got 4 units of Eternal Guards with shields, 3 units of Tree Kin, 1 Tree Man, 1 Glade Guard Starfire Shaft, and 2 units of War Dancers with Azrai Spears. This is gonna be interesting because what the vampire count should do, just fly over, Spirit Leech the crap out of the Branch Wraith, and force the Wood Elves to attack, right? Force them to get out of the forest. Of course, the Wood Elves could, Flock of Doom, the Khan Rays, but he just kind of got to keep those out of range.
Yep. Wait. Do the forest, do the Treekin stuff have a no forest penalty? Because it doesn't look like it.
Does the what?
Do the Treekin have a no forest penalty? I can't see it anywhere.
They don't suffer penalties in the forest.
I don't see that on their units though.
It's not on it, but they don't.
Okay, that makes sense. But
you gotta trust me on that one.
Okay, I do. It looks like the vampires took a lot of spears as almost counter to any big guys that the Wood Elves may bring. Also, just lots of infantry. But again, against that, I don't really like these skeleton spears against big units. They're just not good enough.
I don't like the skeleton spears, and I don't like the Khan Wraiths at all.
Yeah, Khan Wraiths, do not take them against Wood Elves because they have just so much magic.
So much magic damage, right? Even Treekin can beat them, and they can't beat anyone. They can just tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect Manfred will go over and Spirit Leech. Let me actually just poke them. Remember, both players are attackers. Spells count as attacking.
Gotcha.
Just, letting them know before we end up with a stalemate.
Sounds good, sounds good. So it looks like the Wood Elf is clumping a little bit, but I guess just getting out of the forest.
Yeah, he doesn't want to spend all his magic Flock of Dooming, so I guess he's just moving up. And honestly, if I was the Wood Elves right here, I would feel pretty confident in my army when I look at the vampire counts, because Khan Wraiths, armor piercing. I don't have armor, I'm a Wood Elf.
I know, right?
Like, Treekin has some, and Eternal Guard, they don't. And then Great Guard with great weapons, like, what?
That's a terrible
Skeleton Spearmen, sure, but they are so piss poor anyway. I would be afraid of the Blood Knights, but
that's it.
There's nothing else. There's nothing except Manfred and 2 Blood Knights you would worry about here. Nothing.
Exactly. And yeah, those Grave Guard great weapons, they're just overpriced for what they do.
Yeah, it's...
And they only have much use in this battle. I guess he's teching it. What's he even teching against with those Karen Wraiths?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. These Karen Wraiths are gonna charge in and they're gonna get smacked, pretty much.
Indeed.
Especially when they actually fight and then a Flock of Doom comes out.
Or even just.
Why are they charging in head first though? They're charging into.
So painful.
Just look at
that. Look at their health down to 3/4. Instantly.
Yeah. This is not looking bright for the vampire counts.
I would concur.
Flock of Doom this right here. Let's go.
Look at him, look at him flanking his spearmen around. and these Blood Knights really need to get engaged ASAP.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. This seems very strange from the Vampire Count player, but hey, maybe he's gonna pull it home anyway.
Here comes the bats, finally going to stop those archers. Manfred taking a lot of damage from those archers, actually. And he's not really casting. Is he looking? I don't really know what's happening. Maybe Manfred should have used the Wind of Death initially. But yeah, there's that blocker we talked about.
It's just strange, right? And look at the count race. Two of them crumbling, another one taking 30% health.
Yep.
Blood Knights are charging in now, and they will do well, but the rest of his infantry is already doing very poorly.
Yeah, that was a way too preemptive charge.
It's just... Yeah, this seems like...
Also, Manny's super damaged from taking out Durthu.
Yeah, and then you charge in and you almost get Manfred killed.
Yikes.
I think Revan must be somewhat panicking or under pressure or tilting or something like that, because there's no way in your right mind you would take this sort of army against Wood Elves. You don't need the count race and Graveguard. There must be something else at play, because he's made it far and he's taking a game off his opponent and everything, right?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe he's not familiar to play against Wood Elves. Maybe he just doesn't play against Wood Elves, and that's fine. That's the only thing I can sort of like think about.
Yeah, I guess. Or maybe he didn't realize that the Treekin and the stuff has magic damage. Because if the Treekin had, for some reason, no magic damage, the cannon rates would have done pretty well, I guess. I don't know. But,
it's just...
Blood Knights are doing pretty well. Ooh.
I'm just waiting for another Flock of Doom. Like, why is this taking so long? You don't need to heal this game. Just spam Flock of Doom. You don't need to use a single heal. Just spam that Flock of Doom.
Precisely. Yeah, Durthu, 145 kills. Just, these zombies are going to do nothing against this army. Durthu is going to get charged, though, by a bunch of Blood Knights. He is a little bit alone, but his little friend, the regular tree man, is right next to him. And there goes that Flock of Doom, and that's going to hurt a lot.
Yeah, that Flock of Doom is gonna burn down so many units, and now it's probably gonna push the game heavily into the Wood Elf's favor. Yep. I mean, his units has taken a lot of damage to Wood Elf, but it's not enough.
Especially Wood Elf infantry.
And why is Manfred not trying to fight these spearmen over here to gain magic with his legendary item? He needs to be fighting something, and he could just fight over here very safely.
Manfred, sorry, not Manfred. Durthu is taking quite a bit of damage. He is relatively isolated. But that other tree man is not doing much. And again, that branch race is at full health, doing her own thing.
Yeah, this is turning out to be a rather strange
engagement, yeah. And these war dancers.
Honestly, I'm not sure what we can say to make the Vampire Count player feel better here. He really picked a really poor army against the Wood Elves, and there's nothing else to it, right? That's just what happened, I feel.
The game was lost as soon as the battle began.
Yeah.
Unless the Wood Elf would horribly misplay. Ooh, that ability just wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Blood Knights.
Yeah, it did quite well right then. Yeah, it's like... Yeah. Vampires just doesn't stand a chance with this army, and they are shattering now.
Yep, and another Flock of Doom will seal the deal. And Manfred just going to sit up in the air with 0 kills and just cry.
Aristo making his way to the semi-final, where he will be facing off against Viking Cat next.
Indeed,
and
that's
Manfred, for some reason, isn't shattering.
Those zombies are summoned, so they're going to last forever.
Yeah, but why is Manfred lasting forever?
Oh, that's true. Here he comes down the ground.
He has minus 28 leadership, like he should be disintegrating with the rest of his army. That's fucked.
Well, remember we saw the other game Manfred was alone, too?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
There he goes.
And now it's the zombies left. Can they do it?
Can they do it?
Can they do it?
They're on a time limit. They have 8 kills already. Can you get another 287?
Maybe. Oh, no.
Survey says no. game.
And there you have it. Aristo taking the third game and pushing himself into the semi-final, where he will be facing off against Viking Cat 91.
Exactly. See, a good pick against the vampires with this army. Like, the Tree Man, the only one archer, Durthu, pretty good picks.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit heavy on regular Treekin, but it didn't really matter here.
No, it did not.